Hello, this is District Sentinel Radio, the newscast of record for the left. I'm Sam Sachs.
I'm Sam Knight.
We are in the Sentinel Fort in Washington, D.C. Check out the website, districtsentinel.com. We've got a special guest, Leica the dog here, and intern Suck, Yolent. Full studio right now.
Happy 420
Yes.
to everyone in Canada.
Hell yeah.
At least on the East Coast in Canada. Still 120 for those in Vancouver. But either way, wherever you are in Canada, whether it's in Newfoundland or Alberta, or the Yukon territories, or wherever all the pugs are,
yeah,
Canada has legalized weed. It is the second country to legalize recreational weed after, do you know the first one?
Portugal?
Uruguay.
Ooh, Uruguay. Okay.
Home of Luis Suarez, the talented soccer player.
And notorious biter.
Biter, spitter, possibly racist.
Yeah.
Anyway, happy 420 Canada
is
the point, and happy 420 Uruguay too, but especially happy 420 to Canada.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. You can now do what fucking Hill staffer nerds have been able to do since 2015.
Yeah. Leica's getting a little bit rambunctious over here. Are you going to be able to chill for the entire newscast?
Do you think we should...
No, she'll be fine. She'll be fine.
She'll be fine.
All right. Unfortunately, we don't have any haikus to read in the middle of the show this week, which means we got to get new subscribers. Get your friends to sign up to the Sentinel. Patreon.com/District Sentinel. You all know the address.
Leica is attacking my hand here. So
yeah.
Maybe can we get the Leica cam back on?
Do we want Leica cam?
Can we get this?
We got it.
Maybe if we get more of this online, we'll get more subscribers.
The very good listeners, the people with good hearing, can maybe hear the lapse of the tongue on Sam Knight's hand, but the viewers of the show are getting quite a good look at the dog.
Yes.
Dog's sitting on like 4 pillows. I keep thinking she's going to fall down.
Good point. Sometimes with the camera switches there, I forget that some of our listeners don't watch the YouTube stream.
It's true.
Right now, you're missing a dog is still attacking my hand. Go back to the cam there. Go back. She's going pretty hard here still. Wow.
She can't get enough of it.
Salty hands.
Should we get down to business here?
Yeah. I'm reading the first story, so if you can hold the dog so she doesn't lick my hand to death.
It's Wednesday, October 17th, 2018. Here's the news.
The likely murder of Washington Post contributor Jamal Khashoggi is still in the news, though the government of Saudi Arabia still hasn't fessed up. Jared Kushner was pressed about it by a reporter yesterday evening while he was getting off a plane. For those only listening, the first voice you'll hear is that of Errol Barnett from CBS News, and the second voice you'll hear is that of a Secret Service agent.
Hey there, Jared. Errol Barnett with CBS. Any comment on... I don't give a damn who you are. It's a time and place.
Now, in case you couldn't quite pick that up on the audio, that was a Secret Service chud covering Errol Barnett's iPhone camera or phone camera, and then he said, "I don't give a damn who you are. There's a time and place for that." In its post on the incident, The Week noted that Secret Service agents aren't actually allowed to stop reporters from asking questions to federal officials, and the Secret Service responded by saying it's reviewing the incident.
Let's also be clear. There's not a time or a place to ever ask Kushner a question or do an interview. There's tons of videos of people trying to interview Kushner who's been out and him refusing to answer. I don't think Kushner has sat down to answer questions at all.
Right, and Barnett said that later when he was talking about the dust-up on CBS. He said that Kushner doesn't make himself available to the press, and the president's... these aren't Barnett's words, but mine, the president's inept son-in-law / top White House advisor has forged close ties between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia since Trump took office. So a particularly pertinent time to be trying to ask Jared Kushner questions stopped, thwarted by the Secret Service. The one time you can actually say, my First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Because in this case, yeah, they are being violated. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo spoke to reporters today about the Khashoggi affair. He was in Belgium en route from Turkey. That's where Khashoggi was likely murdered at the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Turkish intelligence officials say they have audio proving that the Saudis dismembered the critical journalist. Here was Pompeo when asked if he himself has asked to hear the recording.
We just have audio of it.
I don't have anything to say about that.
That sounds like something you'd say if you'd heard an audio recording of a gruesome murder, in my opinion.
I don't have anything to say about that.
Do we also have a...
Mike Pompeo, do you think Laika is a good dog?
I don't have anything to say about that.
What? Are you kidding me? Of course Laika's a good dog.
I think, do we also have a shot of the AP tweet about what Trump has said about Saudi Arabia?
There it is.
That's right. Trump has told the AP that Saudi Arabia being blamed for Khashoggi is another case of, quote, guilty until proven innocent. So Kavanaugh is basically a Saudi royal failson, a murdering Saudi royal failson. Can you imagine Brett Kavanaugh sitting at his fucking Clydes in Chevy Chase, like sipping his fucking Bud Light, watching Fox News, like, oh man, I'm so glad I'm no longer in the news. And then Trump is like,
drags him back in.
These poor Saudis, they remind me of poor Brett Kavanaugh. Hope that pushes you closer to drinking yourself to death, Brett.
All right, moving on. Now that the rich in this country have their tax cuts, it looks like it'll be austerity for the rest of us. There was Mitch McConnell earlier this week talking to Bloomberg, calling the national debt, quote, very disturbing. He claimed it was being driven by Medicare, Social Security, and Medicaid, which need to be reformed. The national deficit is quite high, not that that matters, or the debt. The deficit's gone up 17% during Trump's first full year in office. And unlike what McConnell is saying, this latest deficit crisis is completely a result of the massive budget-busting tax cuts that were passed during this session of Congress. And this is pretty regular strategy of Republicans. Lavish their donors with big tax cuts, then claim the budget is busted, so it's time to privatize Medicare and Social Security. President Donald Trump is now pushing it too. He convened a cabinet meeting on Wednesday and called on each department head to find a way to cut their budget by at least 5%. Trump said even the Pentagon's budget should be trimmed next year. Of course, he'd have to get that past Democrats, who joined Republicans last month in passing a massive $674 billion budget for the U.S. war machine. All right, this is a time where we would normally take a break to read some haikus, but we worked through our entire haiku backlog, and we don't have any haikus to write, unfortunately.
We don't.
Hopefully, we'll get some new subscribers overnight and get back to you with some haikus.
Get your friends to sign up.
Yeah.
Watch this with your friends. You have access to this, and watch it with your friends. Also, tell your friends that we still have that list of people where if you can't afford Sentinel Radio, we will still send you out the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, we have 17 people on the list right now on the temporarily unsubscribed but wanting to listen to the show list.
Right.
If you just DM us and we'll add you to the list.
But seriously, though, give us money.
Yeah.
And a reminder that, and I know Sax loves these reminders, but again, when we reach 5,000 per month on Patreon, the Sam Sachs New Orleans fight video is getting dropped.
That's true. It will. Much to my mom's chagrin, we will be releasing the Sam Sachs New Orleans fight video.
I don't know why it would be to her chagrin.
She thinks I'm going to get arrested for it.
You were being very chivalrous.
I know,
in the
but
video.
she thinks that I still might get arrested for it. I'm not sure what the statute of limitations are. To be honest, I was acting in self-defense, though.
You were not only were you being chivalrous, you also clearly had to act in self-defense.
I want to note before we move on to the rest of the newscast that Sam Knight received a call on his phone, which notoriously knocks off the mouth cam when a phone call is received. But it did freeze on this great shot of Sam looking looking pretty pissed at something I might have said earlier in the cast. I don't know.
I think it was while your mouth cam was on, so
Oh.
I could see on your little switchboard
Yeah.
that my face was not on the screen, so maybe I let myself tense up.
All right, let's continue on with the newscast.
No mouth cam though,
No
but
mouth
we
cam.
do have news about financial regulation or a lack thereof. A top regulator spoke today about computerized asset trading. Commodity Futures Trading Commission head J. Christopher Giancarlo discussed the issue at a conference in Chicago today. Giancarlo criticized a 2016 agency effort to regulate algorithmic trading as bad, reiterating a position he's taken before. The CFTC head said the proposed Obama-era rule was unconstitutional because it would have forced traders to give their source code to the agency and the Justice Department. Giancarlo also hit out at the proposal because it would have forced traders to register with the CFTC.
We have to continue letting robots dominate the market, even when they screw up occasionally and crash the market, because we must protect the source code.
Always got to protect the source code. Now, if you're a devoted listener of this show, you might recall that earlier this year, Giancarlo complained to Congress about not having enough information to properly keep watch on financial markets, but mustn't violate the due process of coked-up Wall Street guys with extremely powerful computers, apparently. Unbelievable. In February, the lone Democrat on the commission criticized the hands-off approach to automated trading. Rostin Benem compared the Obama regulation to standard traffic rules, saying they would, quote, establish pre-trade risk controls to mitigate the potential dangers of an unchecked automated trading system. And in the age of technology-driven financial markets, the question of a flash crash or automated trading system failure is not a question of if, but simply when. This it sounds like here what they were trying to do is basically like the sort of computerized financial equivalent of getting a driver's license here from the government. But
I'm listening.
but apparently that's too much for Republicans, and apparently Leica here, who if you're only listening to the audio and not watching the video, is going crazy right now.
Completely wild
Leica's going crazy
for algorithmic trading.
So if you don't remember the flash crashes of recent years, or if you don't take a political appointee's word for it, a Goldman Sachs exec has also sounded the alarm about this issue in May. According to CNBC, a top bank researcher said the trend toward computerized trading forces financial firms, quote, to withdraw liquidity during periods of market stress to avoid being adversely selected. The inability of the market's liquidity providers to process complex information may lead to a surprisingly large drop in liquidity when the next crisis hits. In plain English, hope you like standing in line at the bank, baby.
Oh, I do. Thank God. Finally, Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke is facing numerous internal investigations over alleged wrongdoing, which makes news that the department's inspector general is being replaced rather curious. Politico obtained an email from last Friday from Housing Secretary Ben Carson, of all people, announcing that a political appointee within his department, Suzanne Israel Tufts, would be leaving to join the Interior Department as the next acting inspector general. Interior's current IG is Mary Kendall, right here, who's been probing Zinke over a number of issues, including improper personal travel, shady real estate deals, and censoring climate change reports. Now, exactly when Kendall will step down and Tufts will take over is unclear. Both the Interior and Housing Departments have ignored follow-up requests. We really just have this Ben Carson email to go by, and who knows what Ben Carson's talking about most of the time. But ethics watchdogs and Democratic lawmakers are paying really close attention here, particularly to the highly unusual nature of putting up a political appointee in the job of an inspector general, which is normally reserved for nonpartisan career employees of the IG office. Tufts has previously worked on several Republican political campaigns and also was a member of the Republican National Lawyers Association. Democratic Congressman Raul Grijalva told Politico of the arrangement, quote, "This stinks to high heaven. Secretary Zinke and the Interior Department are awash in wave after wave of scandal and corruption, and they decide now is the perfect time to get rid of the current IG. While the president does have the power to fire an inspector general, he would have to notify Congress of it. Also, any new IG nominee would still need to be confirmed by the Senate before formally taking over the new job.
To the credit of Tufts and the HUD IG, didn't she uncover the Ben Carson furniture scandal?
Well, she wasn't IG at HUD.
Oh,
she's just a political appointee working at the department.
Oh, sorry, I missed that.
In charge of administration.
That's
yeah.
fucked up. This
Yeah.
is all fucked up.
Yeah, this is all very, very fucked
Sorry,
up.
Leica was attacking my hand there.
Leica has
spaced out.
thankfully settled down along here with Intern Suck. Things are peaceful in the studio. What's going on in the chat room?
Won't surprise you that some of the chat is about Leica, but we also have people talking.
Is she getting good reviews?
Bobby says cute. Luke says woof. Tina says Leica. Nick says solidarity to Leica.
Yes.
Tina says oops, Leica. I think this was when Leica was attacking my hand. Patrick says, oh no, why so small? SMOL. Bobby says, did Sam forget to wash his hands after a bag of chips? Not today, surprisingly, although some days that's not incorrect.
Yeah.
Nick asks, how close are you to the fight tape? I assume that was, I think we're we're a ways. Check patreon.com/District Sentinel.
We're still a ways.
Still a ways from the fight tape. And Patrick says, hey, Sam fam.
We need about 250 more subscribers.
Yes. Patrick says, well, or just
a plane load,
or one subscriber who gives us like $1,500.
Yeah, one really generous subscriber.
But
That'll work too.
Don't do that just to get the fight video and then withdraw the subscription. We're
on to you who sign up.
We're on to
mid-month and then unsubscribe before the end of the month.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, Patrick Miller says, hey, Sam fam, reminder, Alex Jones Massacre playing at the Pinch Thursday. Pinch is here in Petworth, by the way. Thursday at 7:30. Free merch for anyone who mentions District Sentinel Radio.
Whoa. Hell yeah. What are we doing Thursday? We could do this. Can we make an appearance there?
I think we can make an appearance there.
Show up at the Pinch Thursday. Meet
tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow.
All right.
Can we do
this?
We'll
try to be there.
We'll try to be there. We'll try to be there.
Pressure
us into going online.
Call the rant line 202-684-6108. Sponsors of the show include the Congressional Dish podcast hosted by Jen Briney and levelnews.org. Leica, say goodbye to the audience. The newscast is back tomorrow, Thursday. We're here in D.C., so you don't have to be.